8 years ago, Gustavo felt lost. He drifted through life directionless. His days were filled with routine, devoid of purpose. He worked tirelessly at a job that offered no fulfillment. His relationships lacked depth, leaving him feeling empty. Gustavo yearned for something more, a spark to ignite his soul. He sensed there was a greater meaning to his existence, a path he was destined to follow. But the way forward remained shrouded in a fog of uncertainty. One ordinary evening, Gustavo stumbled upon a meditation class. Intrigued, he decided to give it a try. He walked into the dimly lit studio, his heart heavy with unspoken longing. As he closed his eyes and surrendered to the silence, something extraordinary happened. A surge of energy coursed through his body, awakening dormant senses. Time seemed to dissolve, and Gustavo felt an overwhelming feeling of interconnectedness. It was a spiritual awakening, a profound shift that would forever alter the course of his life. The meditation awakened something profound within Gustavo. He felt a surge of energy, a connection to something far greater than himself. It was the beginning of his transformation, a journey from struggle to strength. As Gustavo delved deeper into his spiritual practice, he began noticing extraordinary changes within himself. His daily meditations and mindfulness exercises seemed to unlock hidden potentials that he had never imagined. He discovered an uncanny ability to sense other people's emotions, their joys and sorrows washing over him like waves. It was as if he could feel the very essence of their experiences, connecting with them on a profound level that transcended words. His intuition sharpened, guiding him with an almost eerie accuracy. He began to trust these intuitive nudges, feeling as though an invisible hand was leading him through life's complexities. One day, while walking through a park, he felt a sudden urge to change direction. It was a strong, inexplicable pull that he couldn't ignore. He followed this impulse, only to later find out that a large tree branch had fallen moments later on the path he'd been on. The realization sent chills down his spine, making him question the nature of his newfound abilities. It was both exhilarating and frightening. The thrill of having such a powerful intuition was tempered by the fear of the unknown and the responsibility that came with it. Gustavo grappled with the implications of these newfound abilities. He wondered if he was meant to use them for a greater purpose, or if they were simply a byproduct of his spiritual journey. Was he losing his mind, or was he tapping into something far greater, a universal consciousness that permeated all things? The questions swirled in his mind, leaving him both curious and apprehensive. He confided in a few close friends, but most dismissed his experiences as mere coincidence or an overactive imagination. Their skepticism stung, making him feel isolated in his journey. But Gustavo couldn't shake the feeling that he was on the cusp of something truly extraordinary. He felt a deep sense of purpose, even if he couldn't fully understand it yet. The bustling city, once a source of anonymity, now felt like a symphony of emotions and energy. Every person he passed seemed to emit a unique vibrational frequency that he could sense and interpret. Gustavo was both overwhelmed and exhilarated, navigating this new reality with a mix of wonder and trepidation. He knew that his journey was just beginning, and that the path ahead would be filled with both challenges and incredible discoveries. As he continued to explore his abilities, he remained open to the possibilities, ready to embrace whatever the universe had in store for him. Section 4. The Path of the Lion Crow. Embracing Tai Chi and Qigong. Seeking guidance and grounding, Gustavo discovered the ancient practices of Tai Chi and Qigong. These practices, rooted in centuries of tradition, offered him a way to connect deeply with himself and the world around him. He felt an immediate pull towards these disciplines, sensing that they held the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of his own potential. He enrolled in a local class, drawn to the fluidity and grace of the movements. The instructor, a master of the arts, guided the class with a gentle yet firm hand, emphasizing the importance of each motion and breath. Gustavo found himself mesmerized by the elegance of the forms, each one a dance that told a story of balance and harmony. As he learned the slow, deliberate forms, he felt a sense of balance returning to his life. The movements, though simple in appearance, required a deep focus and presence. With each session, he felt layers of stress and tension melt away, replaced by a profound sense of tranquility and centeredness. The practice wasn't just physical, it was a meditation in motion, a way to cultivate and direct the energy he felt surging within him. Each movement was a deliberate act of mindfulness, a way to channel his inner energy or chi in a harmonious flow. The serene settings of his practice, whether by a tranquil lake or in a peaceful garden, amplified the meditative quality of the experience. With each movement, each breath, Gustavo felt more connected to his body, his mind, and the world around him. The practice became a bridge, linking his physical form with his mental and spiritual states. He began to notice the subtle energies within and around him, feeling a profound connection to nature and the universe. He learned about the concept of chi, the life force energy that flows through all living things. This energy, often visualized as flowing through natural elements like water, trees, and sunlight, became a central focus of his practice. Gustavo began to understand that by harnessing and directing this energy, he could achieve a greater sense of harmony and vitality. He began to understand that his extraordinary abilities were not supernatural, but rather a manifestation of his own untapped potential, awakened through dedication and practice. This realization was both humbling and empowering, as it underscored the importance of continuous learning and self-improvement. Gustavo committed himself to the path, eager to explore the depths of his capabilities. The symbol of the lion crow, a creature of both strength and wisdom, resonated deeply with Gustavo. This mythical being, embodying the qualities he aspired to cultivate, became a source of inspiration and guidance. The lion crow symbolized the perfect balance of power and intellect, a reminder of the potential within him. It represented the harmonious balance he sought between his newfound power and his innate humanity. The lion crow's dual nature mirrored his own journey as he learned to integrate his abilities with his everyday life. This balance was not just about physical strength, but also about emotional resilience and mental clarity. The rising sun cast long shadows as Gustavo moved through the ancient forms, his body and spirit aligning with the rhythm of the universe. Practicing at sunrise became a sacred ritual, a time when he felt most in tune with the natural world. Each morning, as the first light of day touched the earth, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and connection, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. Section 5. Shadows of the Past. Legal troubles cast a shadow on Gustavo's newfound purpose. Just as Gustavo began to find his footing on this new path, shadows from his past threatened to derail his progress. He had worked tirelessly to rebuild his life, to find a sense of direction and purpose that had eluded him for so long. Legal troubles stemming from a youthful indiscretion resurfaced, casting a pall over his newfound purpose. These were not just minor infractions, they were serious enough to jeopardize everything he had worked for. He had long regretted the mistakes he had made, but the weight of his past actions now threatened to undo all the progress he had made. Gustavo had spent years trying to atone for his past, but it seemed that no amount of penance could erase the consequences of his actions. Fear and doubt gnawed at him. The uncertainty of his future loomed large, making it difficult for him to focus on the present. He wondered if he would ever be free from the shadows of his past. He questioned the universe's plan, wondering if his transformation was meant to be so easily undone. Was this a test of his resolve, or a cruel twist of fate meant to remind him of his limitations? The old Gustavo, the one who had felt lost and adrift, whispered doubts in his ear. These whispers were insidious, feeding on his insecurities and magnifying his fears. He was tempted to give in, to resign himself to the belief that he was destined to repeat the mistakes of his past. The path of least resistance beckoned, offering a false sense of comfort in its familiarity. The legal jargon seemed to mock Gustavo's newfound clarity, a stark reminder of a past he was trying to transcend. Each legal term and clause felt like a chain, binding him to a history he desperately wanted to escape. The weight of his past actions threatened to crush the fragile hope he had so carefully cultivated. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Gustavo knew that giving up was not an option. He had come too far to let his past define his future. Gustavo took a moment to reflect on his journey. He remembered the countless hours of self-improvement, the support of friends and family, and the small victories that had led him to this point. These memories served as a beacon of hope, reminding him of his resilience. Seeking guidance, Gustavo reached out to a mentor who'd been instrumental in his transformation. The mentor's words of wisdom provided a new perspective, helping Gustavo see his legal troubles not as insurmountable obstacles, but as challenges to be overcome. With renewed determination, Gustavo decided to face his legal troubles head-on. He understood that while he couldn't change his past, he had the power to shape his future. This realization gave him the strength to continue his journey with a sense of purpose and resolve. As he walked confidently on his path, Gustavo felt a sense of liberation. The shadows of his past no longer held the same power over him. He was no longer defined by his mistakes, but by his ability to rise above them. Embracing a brighter future, Gustavo knew that his journey was far from over. There would be more challenges ahead, but he was ready to face them with courage and determination. His newfound purpose was not just a fleeting moment, but a lifelong commitment to growth and self-improvement.